Good morning, dear hearts. We're now on lesson 325. This is a lesson that we have had in many different forms, all from part 1 of the workbook already. It is a basic tenet of A Course in Miracles, and it is the idea that first ideas do not leave their source, and that the thought always comes first. Lesson 2, way back at the beginning of this year, that I have given everything I see all the meaning it has for me. This is in many ways a revisitation of that lesson. Today's lesson is all things I think I see reflect ideas. I think I see them, and it goes through, the first part of this lesson goes through the formula for how we get to these things that we think we see. And we're thinking that we're seeing them, but they are not real. It is simply projection coming from the separated mind. The lesson begins with, this is salvation's keynote. What is the keynote? It's the basic fact. It's a basic idea that everything else rests upon. A keystone in architecture is the stone at the top of the arch that really holds everything else together. So here we have salvation's keynote, salvation's basic thought idea. What I see reflects a process in my mind which starts with my idea of what I want. From there, the mind makes up an image of the thing the mind desires, judges valuable, and therefore seeks to find. Okay? These images. Now I have these images. I'm looking for them. I'm trying to find them. These images are then projected outward. That's how we know it's from the ego. Looked upon, esteemed as real, judged as real, something that we think is valuable, and guarded as one's own. What we find out is these ideas, these idols, these objects that we think are valuable, ultimately are valueless. They have nothing for us. They hold no magic potion. They hold no key to our happiness. From judgment, skipped a sentence, sorry. From insane wishes, which is all that we just went over, comes an insane world. A world of objects, a world from ego projection is insanity. And from judgment comes a world condemned. And from forgiving thoughts, a gentle world comes forth with mercy for the Holy Son of God to offer him a kindly home where he can rest a while before he journeys on and help his brothers walk ahead with him and find the way to heaven and to God. Every lesson that we have had in this new section, if we go back and review them, and we're going to review them backwards from the one we just had, we see how the progression is that brings us to today's lesson and how cohesive all of these ideas are, how well they weave together for our spiritual tapestry. So yesterday we acknowledged that we follow for we would not lead, and before that we would gladly make the sacrifice, in air quotes, of fear, because that's no sacrifice at all. We had before that I can give up what was never real. And when I give up what was never real and I sacrifice fear, which is no sacrifice, I realize that I want to follow and I would not lead. And my freedom, Father, my freedom is in you alone. This is where my freedom is found, only in God, only by giving up the sacrifice of fear thoughts, only by following, not trying to lead where I do not know where I am going, but I have been given the voice for God. I have been given a guide. I have been given one who knows the way to help me and my brothers walk ahead of him and find the way to heaven and to God. The second part of the lesson is the prayer portion, and it is, Our Father, your ideas reflect the truth, and mine, apart from yours, but make up dreams. As I've said so many times, it's make-believe. We make it and then we believe it, but it is merely a dream. It is merely an illusion. It has no foundation. It holds no power. Let me behold what only yours reflect, your ideas, your truth reflect. For yours and yours alone establish truth. God's ideas establish truth, love, peace, my inheritance. God's ideas are only the ones that I would follow today, so that my thoughts reflect God's ideas, and what I see reflects that and that alone. I hope this helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please pray. Please know that we already have been given everything we ever could want or need, including peace. Namaste.